like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
Hello and welcome. How's everybody doing? It is 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or 2:02 Pacific Standard Time, November 28th, 2020, and I am the Angry Angel, and this is Ask an Angel. The Angry Angel. You're gonna ask a bunch of questions to me, and I'm gonna answer them. It's more of a serious show compared to a lot of my other hijinks when I'm shooting and killing and maiming and doing all kinds of singing and stuff like that. I answer all kinds of questions. Usually, mostly it's just people keep coming up to me with relationship questions. But you can really ask anything. Fuck. I mean, if I deem it inappropriate, I won't answer it. But yeah, more fuck, ask whatever. The address is right here. Yeah, just send your questions away. I don't offend easy. I will state right away, disclaimer time, I'm not a professional, I'm not a shrink, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, or any form of counselor at all. I'm just a guy who seems to be able to answer questions really, really good and give really good advice. It's really what this is. I mean, it's mostly a question and answer, but it's more an advice show. But not really advice as in me telling you have to do this. It's more if you've got a question and you don't know, and you just don't want somebody else's thoughts on it. A good listener, which is what I've been since I was very young, at least that's what I'm told. And I give good advice. I can't always give myself good advice, but I seem to give everybody else good advice. But at the same time, you need to know the questions. When I answer your question, I'm not going to give you the answer that you want to hear. I mean, it might line up that that's what you want to hear, but I'm going to give you the answer that you need to hear, that you need to know. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you're with somebody who's really abusive and you trying to get the answer of some guy, say, give him a chance. That's not what I'm going to do. If the guy's kicking the shit out of you, I'm probably going to tell you to call the cops. Get the hell away from that shit. That's the kind of answer I'm going to give you. Not that, you're in love with them, you know what, you should just give them no. Fuck that. I'm not that kind of person. And anybody who's gives you that kind of answer, it's not your friend. It's not trying to help you. It's just pandering. And I'm not pandering to anybody. But yeah, today's questions, there's a lot of fucking doozies. And it ends with a fucking doozy. Who does it ever? Yeah. There's 14 questions in total. Yeah. And we'll try to see if we can get through them. Normally my show lasts about between an hour to 2 hours. Usually ends up on that hour and a half. But we'll see if we can get that to be about the same. I also post all my videos over to YouTube. I didn't get around to posting last week's, but I will, along with this one. If you haven't already done so, feel free to link down below. Little picture that says YouTube. Click on it. It'll take you to my YouTube channel, where you can be really, really nice and click subscribe. Go into my playlists, or whatever the fuck they're called. Click on that. Go to Angry Angel, and you will see all the episodes of Angry Angel. This is 15. Yeah, should be very interesting. We're going to get to the questions right now. As I said, there's about 45. Oh, and as I was saying, yeah, as my disclaimer, I'm not responsible for you. So if you take any of the advice I give, that's on you. It's your responsibility. This is just my opinion on the question, Right? This is me not saying you have to do this. So I don't want anybody turning around and going, oh, well, you told me to do this, I'm going to cut. No, that's what this disclaimer is for. I'm not responsible for you. I'm not your mommy, your daddy. I'm a guy with a gun. You're the end thing. 9 times out of 10, my advice, I say 99% of the time, is good advice. But it's up to you whether you want to take it. And you can't say, oh, I wish you really were a bit more forceful with your advice. I didn't take it and my marriage just fell apart. No, it's up to you. It's totally up to you what you do with it. And with my wonderful viewers, sometimes they do speak up and they give their 10 cents worth. Sometimes, most of the time, my viewers agree with me. I don't think my viewers have ever disagreed with me. And sometimes when they give an opinion and they hear what I have to say, they go, oh, you know what, he's right. Sometimes. That's why I'm actually pretty proud of this show. Because I get to help people. And I do ask sometimes if people will message back. I've had no message back, so either the advice has gone really good or bad. So I can't really tell you for sure because they've not gotten anything back to say, yeah, this turned out good. But yeah, right down below, right here, AskAnAngryAngel at gmail.com. Eventually that's going to be a lot shorter, but at the moment, that's what it is. Yeah, so let's get to it. Question number 1. Where are you? Let's go this sucker way at the top. Eventually this is going to be so much easier. Boom. Okay, simple question from Kelly. Why is that not popping up? There we go. What are benefits of getting married? Financial, emotional, etc. Okay, first of all, now this is my take on this question. You shouldn't look at it as a benefit. If you're getting married for benefits, whether financial, emotional, blah blah blah, if you're looking at it, that's the wrong way to look at it. You're getting married because you love the person, because you want to be with the person. Everything else, financial, this, that, the other, they're just bonuses, and that's how you need to look at that kind of stuff. Absolutely. I mean, there's stuff like bonuses could be stuff like, well, your money, you've got a partner, financially you can work together, like 2 people in the household, but that's also 2 mouths to feed. Emotional, you've got some support. There are those kind of benefits, but that's what they are, is benefits. And the reason why you need, bonuses, they're not the relationship to begin with. If you're in a relationship and you think about getting married, you do it because you love the person, because you want to you want to spend your life with them. You want to spend the rest of your life with them, right? You want to join your worlds together. I'm not trying to get into like a religious, spiritual concept of it, but just the fact that you hate the idea of being apart and stuff like that. It's kind of like you're putting I'd say a label, but you're a commitment. A level of commitment to one another. I mean, yes, today's world you can get fucking divorced and blah blah blah, but it's a harder thing to do. You basically say it to your partner, almost like a gamble. I'm going to bet half my earnings, half my fucking life on you and this relationship because I think it's a safe bet. You're betting it all. You're tossing yourself all in, right? And you're doing it because you love the person and you trust that person. Benefits come later. The reason why you need to think of it like this is because if you think of the relationship as in the benefits, the pluses and minuses, if you're doing that scale thing, like a lot of people try to do when they're trying to make a decision, where the odds, put a little thing in this column, put a little thing in that column. The problem is if you put financial stuff on it, if shit goes to, if things go bad, if money goes down, if there's somebody loses a job or that kind of stuff, if that happens, then you're gonna end up resenting, because that bonus, that extra, that benefit that you're looking at is not there. So what? The marriage is not there. The relationship's not there. I can't think of that. Same as the emotional. What if for some reason your partner comes home and has had a shitty fucking day, and for that moment he or she can't be invested, or is not even there at the moment. They love you, they are happy in the relationship, but they've had a shitty day. They just don't have the energy to be that at that moment. Everybody has that at least sometime in their life. So when that's not there, that means you need to be there. That's kind of a bonus for both of you, but it's a bonus, it's a benefit, but it's a bonus. It's on top of, it's the cherries on top. It's the fucking carrot cake with all the smooth, all the frosting and all that kind of shit. The frosting is not the carrot cake. The carrot cake is the carrot cake. The cake itself is the carrot cake. All that top stuff on top, it's got nothing to do with fucking carrots. You know what I'm saying? It's got nothing to do with the carrot cake itself. So all our benefits, all the fucking amazing sex, all the fucking person who's going to be there, blah, 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 all this, that's extra. That's a wonderful feeling, but this is a person you trust more than anybody, who's got your back for richer or poorer. Not just for fucking richer. Not for sickness and health, not just the health. For better or worse, not just for better. When you put it as a financial benefit, a emotional benefit, you're just looking at the positives. So you've got to get that out of your head. Get that, I'm going to get married for this. Get married because you want to be with the person. Because you can see yourself being with that person, even when shit goes bad. If you can see yourself when shit goes really wrong, when they are puking at the side of the bed because they are sick with COVID and they're in their fucking deathbed, and you can't see yourself without, you can feel yourself crying at the idea of losing them. Yes, that's the reason to get married. Heaven forbid that stuff happens, but that's the point. Not the best stuff, but the worst stuff as well. When you get together and you're getting married and one of you's waking up and the baby's crying. When shit is bad and you can still love that person. When he is asleep and in the middle of the night you get up for whatever reason, you go to the washroom or whatever, and he's fucking screaming in the middle of the fucking night, get the fuck out of the room, half asleep. And you still love them. And you still want to be with them. That's a good marriage. Better or worse? Our fucking ancestors who came up with the better or worse, the sickness, the health, all that kind of shit, they knew what they're fucking doing. They had an idea. They had it. We've just kind of lost it. We've just kind of lost our way and fucking made shit as we go along. And put all too much more complicated shit on it. To the fact that when you click on somebody's Facebook and the fucking one of the top one options in the relationship is it's complicated. This generation is so fucked up, but really, it's not as fucked up as you think. Stop thinking about what is in it for me. What's in it for us? What's in it for the relationship? Because if you're not thinking about the relationship, there is no relationship. There's a you. You're dating you for what you can get out of it. What are the benefits? Come on. Anyway, I've beaten that question to death. I've just clubbed that question is my bitch. Now, question number 2. And it's kind of a two-parter. It's an interesting question. I need new music. Okay, so from Chastity from this lady, is marrying a guy you've only known for a month wrong? It's risky. I would not put the word wrong. I think the word wrong is wrong. It's risky. But the thing is, it's like, the people will ask, a typical person will ask, well, what can you know about a person in 1 month? You can actually know quite a lot, depending on how you're studying. And in the day of COVID, where everybody's having to fucking stay home, you can, and you talk to the person, you can actually learn quite a lot in that 1 month. But it's risky because there's a lot of things you need experience to really tell. That's why a good courtship. I mean, get engaged, absolutely. Absolutely. So, you would want to get married. Get engaged, that's one thing. To get married, to go to the altar is risky. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not promoting it in any way, shape, or form. I'm pointing out that there's a lot of risks to it. Do I think the relationship can work? Yes, it's going to take a lot of work. The problem is you just need to be strong. You just really need to be strong at that point, simply because all the stuff you're not expecting will come out. Those questions that can't be asked in a month will come out. How does he sleep? Does he fucking move about? Does he starfish? Does he snore? If you can handle the fact that you've just discovered in about a month to 2 months that he kind of snores when he sleeps. Have you had sex? Is he a good lover? If you don't know that, that's why I'm not big on that. I mean, I might have fucking religious people in this. I don't know. But I'm not big on the whole... I'm not big on the whole... I'm not one to tell you have to wait for marriage. To have sex, to lose your virginity, blah, blah, blah. I think that's actually a bad idea. The reason why is sex is a big part of a relationship. I'm not saying that you have to have sex all the fucking time, but the sex itself has to be passionate, has to be good, because if it's not, and when I say good, I'm not saying that every single time you have an orgasm and blah, blah, blah. It has to be enjoyable for both parties. If it's not, there's going to be some kind of resentment eventually over time. There's a risk of that. So if you have no idea, if you've never even seen his fucking, I'm assuming Cassidy is a chick's name. I'm a guy. So yeah, I'm going to assume you're a chick. You find a guy, you get married, it's bedtime, honeymoon time, pulls down his pants 2 inches. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the guys out there so if anybody viewers are going to be offended because you've got a small dick, and I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, I'm just saying it's another problem, a potential problem. Give her a heads up. Give her a heads up. You get my point. Yeah, get my point. I'm just going to, just give me a second. She needs to know. She needs to know. And it's embarrassing. It can be embarrassing. That might not be a thing that she cares about. And same for you. If he does, you need to know. You need to know before you get married. Are you a person who can handle? Right? There's questions that need to be asked. And most people won't want to ask that question within that first month. That's where it becomes risky. There's so many questions that need to be asked before getting married. What can you handle? Are you in love? Those benefits, are they going to be there? Not are they only there? Are those bonuses there? But are those things? Can the partner be caring? Or is the partner a complete dick? And I don't care if it's a woman or a guy. Both male and females can be assholes. We all know this. It's true. To all the people out there that go, oh, fucking men are worse than women, women are worse than men. Bullshit. We're all the fucking same. We have the ability right to our core to be good. But we also have the ability right to our core to be evil little shits. Spoiled little bastards. We can do that. We've got it in us. Can we be caring? Can we be the person our partner needs? Can our partner be the person that we ourselves need? It's not about a selfish thing, but at the same, sometimes it is a little bit of selfishness where you've got to ask, is this person somebody I can wake up listening to them snoring like fucking crazy? Is this a person that in the middle of the fucking night, for no damn reason, while they're sleeping, my partner might punch me in the face out of the fucking blue, and I'm still gonna love them after a month? Risky. Because if it doesn't work out, then you have to deal with the courts and breaking up and splitting your stuff and blah blah blah. I wouldn't do it within a month. I would get engaged. Oh, I love this person. I could see myself getting to know this person and marrying. A promise ring is a good thing. Hey, I promise to get married. I'd like to take a commitment. I'd like to make a commitment in being in a serious relationship. If somebody's proposing to you within a month, the other thing that's got to be asked, why are they in such a hurry? Are they dying next week? Am I dying next week? Is it some kind of scam to fucking... This question that should be asked. And if you're not asking them, your partner's going to ask them. There's risks. Give it a year. A year's not bad to get to know somebody. So much information. And if it doesn't work out fucking 5 months down the road, you know. And you know what? You know what you lose when you break up from an engagement? Fuck all. You don't lose a bloody thing. You lose a relationship that really shouldn't have happened in the first place. But that's all. Also, another question you need to ask, you need to put into mind is the children involved? Does he have children? Do you have children? Because they are now invested in this as well. There's so many questions that you need to ask before this question, as part of this question. So second part, what if I told you we are coming up on 5 years married? Congratulations. Congratulations. As I said, it's risky. It is possible, but risky. And 5 years, that's great. But what if? What if there's this one thing that's kind of come? I mean, clearly you've asked the questions. Clearly things have worked out. I've had relationships with people who I've known for years and it fall apart. I've had relationships where I've met them and I knew that they were on. But I've also had the reverse, where I've met the person, sex was great, had sex within, not judging me, I've had sex within first day, on first date. I've had sex in a park with somebody who we planned to meet and had the most amazing fucking sex, but when it came to the actual relationship, it was just arguing all the time. So there's a bit of both, right? So for you, this is a really weird question that you asked this, only to tell us that you've been married for 5 years. Congratulations. But in all honesty, it's risky. It's very risky. Yeah. That's my answer for that. That's my thoughts on that. So you would want to get married after a month of dating? Meh. I didn't get married, I got engaged. Just saying. Alright, question number 3. Boom! Question number 3 from Sarah. My fiance's co-worker told me I better keep an eye on him around her. He's so cute. I laughed and said, he knows where his cake gets baked. She brought him a cake today. I'm not worried about him leaving, but do you think it's okay to eat this cake? It looks good as fuck. You know what I would do? Because, yes, what she did was kind of cheeky. Not only has she done this, buying a cake, that's not for him, that's for you. That's her basically saying, I can still give him cake. She's basically threatening. I'm impressed that you feel confident in yourself and in the relationship that you don't think he's going to go anywhere. But that's a threat. What she just did there was a threat. Best thing to do? If you're going to have a piece of that cake, eat it where she can fucking see. And say, thanks for the cake. Leave it at that. Or, better yet, be cute. Don't tell your fiance why you're doing it. Prepare a nice dinner. Oh, you think she's evil? Prepare a nice dinner for him. Have a nice dinner. Have the meal. Then, at the end of that meal, you say you'd like to practice that cake eating thing that they do at the wedding. And you take a piece of that fucking cake and you loop your arms around each other and you eat do that arm thing, you know, and then you eat the cake from each other. But take a picture and tell them that you're taking a picture for friends and family, and make sure she gets a picture and say thanks for the cake. Not only have you said, yeah, I heard your fucking threat, you're basically saying, bye-bye. I don't care about your silly little threat. Because while she might be threatening and buying him a cake, he's still coming home to you. That's what you're saying back. Just saying. That's my thought on that. That's what I would do. Yeah. Actually, I'd have done a hell of a lot worse. I'd have probably taken the cake and thrown at her. But in the reverse, I'd be a guy and it would be a guy. And a guy buys my girl a fucking cake. He's wearing that fucking cake. Shoving that fucking cake up his ass. Anyway, question number 4. Wait, where's my question number 4? There you are. From Michaela. Is it Michaela. It's from this person. Hi. No, where is it? My partner is 49 years old. I am 23 years old. My better half in the past had a baby with a female. Hang on. Okay. I'll have to start this again. My partner is 49 years old. I am 23 years old. My better half in the past. So you're saying your partner now in the past had a baby with a female. That's bipolar. So your partner's ex. People write in such weird ways. So your partner's ex, your boyfriend's ex, your husband's ex, whatever, because she's saying male, female, okay. With a female that's bipolar. And I happen to suffer from bipolar 1 and 2. I don't know what 1 and 2 means, so hang on. I'm currently stable. So really, your partner likes people with bipolar. That's kind of interesting. A weird fucking coincidence. If he's selecting girls just with bipolar, good that he's not judgy, but he's clearly selected going, fuck, I love girls with bipolar. Is it a sexual thing? Is he like, I wonder if I piss him off, she'll just jerk all about like a fucking fish on the bed. Like, what's that old joke? Fucking slap her ass and call her by some other woman's name. And watch it, she fucks about. Okay, so. Shush. Where was I? I'm currently stable. Hang on. My better half chose to call the cops on me and to record me and provoke Jevon when I am in a separate part of our house. And well, what I'm asking for is advice. I am young, and this has been going on for 5 to 6 years. I'm just doing a little bit of math here. You're 23. He's almost 50. Which has got nothing... I'm not against that at all. I'm young, and this has been going on for 5 to 6 years. So you've been with this guy for 5 to 6 years, and you're 23 now. What does that make you? That makes you 17. That makes you underage. If it's 5 years, that makes you 18. That makes him 43. He's lucky as fuck. I would like some advice and guidance. I'm hurting as well. When he goes to court proceedings, he should be risking going to jail. I, as a female, stay out of them. Oh, okay. Maybe that's what you're saying. That the shit with his ex. I'm hurting as well. When he goes to court proceedings, I, as a female, stay out of them unless my better half chooses to talk to me about it or ask for advice. Whether he notices or not, his way to cope is drinking liquor and mix it and taking things with court out on me. I can stay and choose to stay with a physical, verbal, abusive person, right? But I keep my mouth shut about our other legal issues, and I'm the bad guy. I really could use some advice. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. That's my advice. Get the fuck out. One, the physical and verbal abuse, I only take with the pictures on. It depends on how it's done. If you're basically just yelling at each other and you're just swearing at each other, you're both being just abusive. I mean, he's chosen to be with you when you've got bipolar, and you're kind of like in the same boat on that. Physical abuse, that's bullshit. That should not be happening. That you shouldn't be taking out bullshit with somebody else out on you. That's also bullshit. But if you're just swearing at each other on that itself, no. But the physical, or if he's saying shit like, if he's saying nasty things like, "Oh, you're fucking ugly," blah blah blah, I can't believe I'm with you. That's not verbal, that's mental abuse. That is also not okay. But if he's just swearing at you and yelling at you and you're doing the same thing back, you know what? It's the same fucking thing. The other two, get the fuck out. The fact that he's dealing with shit and the fact that, now, I'm not one for having issues with fucking age or whatever, right? A younger person wants to date an older person, fine. As long as it's legal and no one's getting hurt and everybody's happy, and you're realizing that at 23 years old, while yes, he can get you pregnant, it's a harder thing the older he gets. So if you're hoping to be married to this guy, live happily ever after with children, if you have a child with him, by the time right now, let's say you have a child with him right now, during the time of abuse and blah, 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 he's going to be 70 by the time that child is old enough to really be supporting themselves. You'll be 43. You'll be 43. Not even his current age. You wouldn't even met his current age. And he'll be 70. You're going to be taking the brunt of a lot of the work, a lot of the shit that you're going to have to do as a mother. Explaining shit to a child while he'll be a young man, he'll still be coming to you asking for advice, which is great. That's a great age to do that kind of shit. But 70, I think realistically, your relationship is not long term. It could be, don't get me wrong. But if you're planning to get married and have children, I think there's a lot of problems in there. But the fact that at his age he's getting he's mixing alcohol, I would talk to him. I'd say, you know what, if you want, because clearly you love the person, otherwise you wouldn't be asking this question. You want to stay with the guy? I would say, you know what, things need to change. The abuse needs to change. The drinking needs to either be reduced or stop altogether. We need to see some kind of counseling, or we need to move on. Because you deserve better than that shit. So does he. He deserves to be happy as well. Even at his age, he deserves to maybe finding somebody, not necessarily his age, but I mean, whatever. Find somebody that's not caring too much about the future. But it's selfish of him to be expecting you to give up your potential future and be as abusive as he is. But that's my thoughts on that. That's my thoughts on that. Question number 5. My question number 5, and I still got the same 2 viewers. Alright, question number 5. Here we go. My boyfriend, from Haley. My boyfriend just told me that, the reason he hasn't had sex with me in the past 5 years is because I've gained weight. What the fuck? I was chubby to begin with when we first started dating 6 years ago, but I believe my medication has caused me to gain more weight. If it were you, would you leave him to... Oh, I'm not a guy. I'm a guy. Maybe you don't know the word angel. Leave him or stay and lose weight. I'm personally offended. Like, why stay with somebody who isn't even physically attracted to you? Some good points. As I've said in the past and in the disclaimer, this is completely your choice. I'm not going to tell you which way to go. I'm going to give you the pros and cons. If you love this person, which is clearly why you're asking this, you're offended and you're upset and you're hurt. I think it's a shitty thing of him to do, to suddenly go, oh, I don't have sex with you because you've gained weight. If you already, as you said, you're already chubby to begin with. So, what's the fucking issue? I mean, what does he look like? Fuck, maybe point out his flaws and go, oh, you do not like it? Well, maybe you should smarten the fuck up. And he's just a boyfriend? I don't know if he's living together. If he's suddenly going at... No, he's not, because he said he hasn't been having sex in 5 years. That's a little much. That's a little much. That's a little much, yeah. Should you stay with them? For the no sex, no, I wouldn't leave him for that. But the shitty comments, the bullshit. If he's just, my boyfriend just told me that so he basically said, for that, I think he's telling you, I think he's either playing about and he's trying to find a way to get you to be pissed off. A lot of people, not guys, people kind of cheat when it comes to the end of the relationship. And they try to upset their partner to get them to end the relationship so that they don't feel guilty. I have a feeling that that's what he's trying to do with this. So maybe it might be a time to walk away. Basically say, is that what you want? Do you want to fucking end this? If so, on your bike. Fucking tell him, fuck off. You're probably it sounds like you've got a good soul, good heart. You're just hurt. You'll find somebody. But if you want to stay with the person, I would suggest you need to talk to him and say, you know what? I mean, if that's what you want to do, don't lose the weight because of him. Lose the weight because of you. because you want to. But if you're fine with your body, if you love the body the way it is, fucking keep your body the way it is. As long as you're healthy. That's the key thing. To me, as long as the person's healthy, I don't really fucking care. I don't care. I've been attracted to all kinds, all shapes and sizes, all fucking, oh my god. I've been in a lot of relationships. Anyway, that's my thoughts on that. So we'll move on to the next one. But yeah, I'm at question number 6, and that last question, the last question that's coming, you're not gonna be, it's gonna be a doozy. It's a doozy. It's for damn sure. Oh, there we go. From Trevor, what are your thoughts and opinions on marriage? Does marriage really make relationship work? Trevor, this is a weird question. Just saying. It's good though at the same time, but I think it's in the way that you're wording it that's weird. Does marriage make a relationship work? Well, it's the idea of a relationship. Marriage is a form of relationship. It's a form of relationship. There's boyfriend, girlfriend. That's a form of relationship. Marriage is another form of relationship. They work, yes. They can work. Does getting married to make a relationship work? Well, if you're asking, like, if your relationship is failing and you want to get married to try to make the relationship work, that would be the wrong way to go about it. If that's what you're asking. I'm confused with the wording of your question. Marriages can work. Some of them fail. My parents have been married a long fucking time. I don't want to say the time because that just makes me feel old. But they've been married a long time. They've had some ups and downs. And their relationship works. For them. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for everybody. But it works for them. But if you've got a girlfriend, Trevor, and you're having issues, I wouldn't get married. Try to figure out those issues before you do it. And if she's not willing to, fucking, then marriage isn't going to do shit. You're just going to get yourself deeper into more fucking complications. That's my thoughts on that. Anyway, that was pretty quick and easy. Question number 7 from Shauna. From Shauna. How would you feel if you are dating someone and they added other women's photos on Instagram? I feel so disrespected. Okay, for me personally, I'm a photographer. My Instagram is full of pictures of other women. Some photographers, they will actually have two. They'll have a private Instagram for all their private stuff, and they'll have a professional for the photos. I don't know what your situation is. I don't know what he does. If it's something like that, where he's a photographer and he's posting pictures of other women for his job, then I don't think it's a big deal. But if you're feeling uncomfortable, maybe talk to him and say, hey, I'm feeling uncomfortable. But at the same time, if that's his work, that's his work. If he's been doing that before you even met him, before you started dating, because you're saying dating, you're not saying married, you're saying dating. This is something he was doing before he met you, then you need to suck it up. It's part of who he was before you met. Right? You don't jump into somebody's life and have a relationship and then suddenly say, oh, I expect you to change all this stuff. Because you weren't in love with that person, you weren't attracted to that person, you were attracted to the vision that you had of that person. And you're just trying to align what he is to the vision that you're in your head. No, fall in love with the person that's in front of you, not the one that's in your head. Right? So, but if he is not a photographer, if he has no reason to have pictures of other women in his phone and he's posting them, that's a little weird. It's a little creepy. And yes, I would feel disrespected too if there's no reason for him to have pictures. So I would at least talk to him and go, I don't feel comfortable. Why are you doing this? Why are you sending these pictures? Who are these other chicks? If it's just a picture of my friend. Can't she take a picture herself? Can't she put it on her own Instagram? You don't need to be posting pictures of another girl on your own Instagram. I mean, you should be posting your Instagram is supposed to be about you. Post pictures of your bloody self. But that's just a thought. All right. Question number 8. Yes. We are just burning through these questions. Question number 8. Where are you? From Pamela. So, this guy I've been talking to on the phone for 4 months. I like him. And we met up and went to dinner. Walked the river and went to an arcade and played games. And then spent an hour just sitting in a car talking. Aww. I felt like I didn't want the night to end. That's really sweet. He asked if he got a hotel because he lives 2 hours away. Would I stay the night with him? No sex required. I said no, because even though I've been talking, this was our first meet, and I'm still unsure of him, and we lived in the same town. As went out on a date, then I would be going home at the end of the night. So did I mess up? Well, that no, I don't think you did, unless he's actually said something, which it doesn't look like he has. You've just give your expectations. You've set your boundaries at the moment. Boundaries change in a relationship, especially the beginning ones. This is the first meet? Absolutely not. He made a suggestion. Yes, clearly he wanted to have sex. But he's saying there's no sex required. But you're still unsure. And in the world of today, where girls are being kidnapped like crazy. Left, right, and fucking center these days. Being roofied. And if you don't know this person that well, I mean, you're talking on the phone, you've had a great evening. But there's things that could be done. You could be fucking roofied and dragged into a car and taken to a place you don't know. Getting to know him is a really important thing for a woman in today's world. And so I don't think you've messed up. If he is a decent person, he'll understand and he'll come back. It's actually a good test of his character. If he's serious about the relationship, as he was about the walking, the dinner, the arcade, having a good date night, and he wants to really get to know you, he'll call. Being in the same town, to me, there's something weird about that. Saying, I'm in the same town, but I need to rent a hotel because I'm 2 hours away in the same town? Or is it that the hotel was in the same town? I don't know. But either way, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a good test. A really good test. It tests whether he's going to be somebody who's going to stick around. It's not bad. It's not a bad thing. Don't feel bad. You've done good. You stood your ground. Is he going to push? Is he going to be respectful? That's next steps. Anyway, question number 9. What are some thoughtful gifts that men enjoy? Something that's equivalent to flowers for women. If it's kind of a money thing, like a tit for tat, he got you this, so I need to get something else in return of the same value. You can't think like that. Right? Otherwise, you're going to be putting a value on absolutely everything, specifically the relationship. When people do that in a relationship, that's when the relationship fails. When they've got this little calculator in their head. Oh, I did this for them. I did that for them. I did this for them. I did that for them. And they're wrapping that shit up. If the relationship fails, then there's going to be, well, I did this for you. I did this for you. What the fuck? I did all this shit for you and you're going to treat me like shit. You can't do that. 1, you're going to drive yourself crazy. And 2, you're putting more weight on the relationship that does not need to be there, especially in early parts of a relationship. I mean, you're not saying if it's early or old, but yeah. You shouldn't be thinking, what's the equivalent? Oh, he got me flowers. What can I get in return of the same value? You find something that fits, that he enjoys. I could give ideas like myself. For myself, flowers are nice. When I'm thinking about a chick, like fluffy animals, like what do you call them? Little stuffies, stuffy animals. Yeah, those are nice fluffy animals. For a guy, the romantic gifts, it's not really any. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say I can't speak for all guys, but let's say it was myself, and you wanted to get something as a romantic gift, a romantic gesture, something that says I love you, or something that says I'm interested in you, without being too corny. It's not what you get, it's sometimes what you do. Do certain things. I'm not saying necessarily sexy or sexual, but maybe dress up. Maybe if he's had a certain color that he likes, wear something with his favorite color. It's not like an opening up gift, but it can be bigger than, as far as I'm concerned. Like when a girl dresses up for me, a little flashy, a little sexy, and going on a date, she's done all that for me. That's huge. That is huge. That in itself can be a gift totally unto itself. You put like the flowers and the chocolates and the equivalent of that kind of thing. I don't think there really is any, other than, as I said, an act of I like you a lot, and so I'm going to be a little flirty the fuck out of that, because it is big. It's a big thing. It does affect guys a lot more than what people actually think. Anyway, question number 10. Okay. From Fred. Been talking to this woman on Facebook Messenger that lives like an hour from me. She constantly removes messages from Messenger. Am I the only one that thinks this is shady? Well, okay. You know, I'm not gonna like this answer, because frankly, there's something that's really weird to me. How the hell do you know? How do you know? You just stated she lives an hour away from you. Are you hacking her account? Like, she lives that far away, but you know that she's deleting messages. So are you, 1, hacking her account, 2, looking over her shoulder at her Facebook account? Right? How are you knowing what she's doing with her Facebook Messenger? I mean, it could be there are girls out there that will delete the messages because they don't want to clog it up, because scrolling down, it clogs up. There are girls out there that, yes, it could be something that's shady. But frankly, you're sounding very shady, as much, if not more so, than her, because you got no proof of what's going on. All you're seeing is her removing messages. Maybe she has a reason. Maybe there's all kinds of. There's a reason I can't even think of it at the moment. But yes, it looks suspicious, and you should ask her about it. But at the same time, look at yourself and go, how am I looking at these messages? Is this kind of creepy? Would I like this done to me? Because frankly, reading this, you sound creepy as hell. Everybody agree? Give me a 1. The other guy is coming across a little creepy. Thank you. Oh, see? Creepy. Double creepy. Too creepy. What the hell is this? Hang on, my internet might be a little weird right now. Oh, come on. What? Fuck is this? This is not what I wanted. Okay, that was Fred. Questions. Trying to get this question in there. Why is it being like this? No, that's not what I wanted. Question 11 from Anonymous. I don't know if this is a good question to ask, but when you communicate with your partner about how looking at women and watching porn makes you feel uncomfortable, unwanted, and betrayed, but still keeps doing it, what do you think I should do or say to him? Okay, my thoughts on this is, before you go and talk to him, take a look at yourself. Because these are feelings that you're feeling and you're asking him to change who he is. Would you want him, let's say there was something that, just because he felt uncomfortable, he say, oh, I want you to stop doing this. It's not about being betrayed. I mean, he's just looking at somebody is not a betrayal. Not really. It's if he was to touch. Now, if it's porn, he's never going to touch anybody in the porn. Maybe just go and watch it with him. Well, it's less of a betrayal. It's not actually having sex with somebody. It's because you think he's not having sex with you. If he's having sex with you, it's the same fucking thing, right? He's just more sexual than you. He's masturbating. Oh, I'm assuming he's masturbating, and also having sex with you. He's got both. It's not a fucking issue. You're making it an issue because you are insensitive or being sensitive. Maybe point out, I'm being a little sensitive with this. Could you cool it, or maybe stop or cool it? There's nothing wrong with that. You can at least reduce it a bit. There's nothing wrong with that per se. But at the same time, understand that that's just your sensitivity, your insecurity. It's not betrayal, it's your insecurity. And you're asking him to change what he enjoys, would be asking you to stop doing something that you would enjoy. For whatever reason. Because he's insecure, because he's a little bit scared. And scared of what? Scared of a picture? Scared of a video? Of somebody he's never going to see? Really? I'm not necessarily saying to get over it per se. I'm saying you might want to consider thinking about that. But at the same time, tell him, you know what, hey, I'm just feeling a little uncomfortable. Not uncomfortable. I think uncomfortable was the wrong word. I think you used that word. But insecure sounds like the best word. Because there's no betrayal. If he actually found one of these women and then had sex with them, sure, there's the betrayal. But looking at a picture is not a betrayal. No more than if you were to and I'm sure you'll do it, if one of your friends suddenly comes out and goes, oh, you know what, I found this fucking calendar. I've got this calendar of these fucking firemen, and they're sexy as fuck. You want to see? Does that mean he should be telling you don't look at the fucking magazine? The calendar? Oh, but you're going to turn around. Oh, it's just a calendar. To him, it's just porn. It's just pictures in a book. Are you going to have sex? Are you going to cheat on him? Are you going to betray him with these firemen? He could feel, I'm assuming he's not a fireman. I'm assuming he doesn't have that fireman body. But you're attracted to him. And if you looked at that, it would be the exact same kind of thing. Do you want to be a hypocrite? Or do you want to be in a relationship? Because, frankly, if you give him shit when you'd be totally willing to look at the calendar of firemen, whether they're having sex or not, it's nothing to do with that. If you're willing to look, he should have no issue with looking as well. It's if you act upon that, that's when the betrayal is. And you might try, oh, well, the betrayal is coming from, I asked him to stop. No, that's not betrayal. That's you asked him to stop, and he just didn't want to stop. He wanted to continue. And you being a little bit spoilt. When you go, oh, I didn't do it just because I said jump, he didn't jump. That's not fair, that's not right. He's a human being. Except you're not dating a robot, you're dating a human being with his wants and his likes. You need to accept him for him, and he needs to accept you for you, and work on the relationship around that. That's my thoughts on that. Bum, bum, bum. We've reached the hour mark, and I'm at question 12. Not bad. Eventually, I might be able to want to do these days. Get 20 questions answered in 1 hour. It's going to be amazing. Question 12. Is money the be-all in a relationship or marriage? Does it take two career-oriented people to make it work halfway better? I don't think it's the be-all and end-all. And I think our ancestors have shown that. There's been many years, but women weren't working, right? You got the right to vote, right to work, blah, blah, blah. That movement happened. But before that movement happened, women stayed home and didn't work at all, didn't make money, didn't do anything. And the relationship worked. If anything, the relationship worked better than back then than a lot of them do today. You don't have to be, but if you do, absolutely, there are benefits, as I was explaining earlier on. It's not what the relationship or marriage should be based on, but there are there. These are things that can benefit a relationship. If two people are working, it's double the income, right? But at the same time, it's also the double of mouths, twice the many mouths to eat, to shelter, to... It's what kind of relationship you have or want to have, and so having a job and being in a relationship shouldn't be an issue. But no, it's not the be all and end all. Shouldn't be. If it is, you shouldn't be in a relationship. A relationship is a relationship. Money is money. He's your boyfriend or he's your girlfriend or he's your boyfriend or he's your husband. He's not a partner in a business. But that's all I'm going to say about that. Question 13. I only got this one and one more to go, but the next one's a doozy. It's a doozy. I mean, this one's kind of a doozy too. Kind of confused me. I'm still really confused with this question, and you'll understand why in a moment. Question 13. From Cedric. What is the most disrespectful thing a man can do to his woman when she is not around him? This question confused me because it literally sounds like you're wanting a list of things to do to your woman to piss her off. That's how this question's coming out. It's like, you know what? My wife's gone out of town. What can I do to really make her fucking day suck? To really piss her off when she comes back? What can I do? Can somebody give me some advice? That's how this question is coming. How I'm reading this question. If that's the case, you're a dick. You know what? The best disrespectful thing to do would be to punch yourself in the face about 5 to 10 times. Then pack your shit, get the fuck out of there, and don't come back. And not forgetting to toss yourself down a flight of stairs. That would be really disrespectful to her. But that's only if that's how this question's coming out. If that's not, if you're asking another way that this could be taken, is you've done something and you don't know what you've done to your wife, but she feels disrespected and you don't know what. The answer to this question is communication. Smarten the fuck up. Ask her what you did. Ask her, hey, I understand you're feeling disrespect, but I don't know what I've done. To the point of I'm asking complete stranger what the fuck I should do. If that's what it is, talk to her and find out what it is. If she's dumped your ass, if she's fucking left and she's, I'm fucking disrespected, I can't believe you did that, slam the door, hang up the phone, left, and you can't get in touch with her, it's gonna be difficult, but think about if it's that big, you should fucking know. If it's that big that she's fucking hung the phone up, you fucking dick, hang the phone up, figure out what you did within the last few hours. Chances are something in the last few hours, maybe even in a day, is really pissed her off, and you can probably figure it out. It has to be something big. If this, what is the most disrespectful thing a man can do to his woman? One thing could be is to basically say, she's my woman. That might be considered disrespectful. Maybe stop saying, she's my woman. I mean, she is. I get it. And you're her man and blah, blah, blah. It's how you're addressing it. Bitch, get to the damn kitchen. Make me a sandwich. That's your attitude. I think I might know why she's got a fucking beef. Right? She might have a bit of a beef because of the way you're treating her and talking about her. She's your girlfriend. She's your wife. Treat her with more respect. But if you, as I said, if you are asking because you want to do something shitty to her, right off the fucking stairs. Just go do it, okay? Yourself, not her. Don't throw her off. Just have a tumble, okay? Have two tumbles. One for yourself. No, 3. One for yourself. One for her. And one because you're just a dick. Fuck off. But if that's not you, if that's not what you're asking, communication. That's my answer to that question. And we're going to go on to question number 14. And this question is... I don't know what to think of this question. It starts off kind of cool, kind of sweet, kind of like, aww. And then you get to a certain point, and you'll hear it. You'll go, what the fuck? When you hear it, give me a WTF right in chat. Right there, WTF, when you hear it. What the fuck? I'm not even sure how to answer this question. But as soon as you hear it, what the fuck? Have it ready. You'll know it. I know why you're going to do it. You're going to do it. You're going to fucking say, what the fuck? WTF, are you ready? Here we go. From Sarah, question number 14. You probably already read it yourself as I put it up on here, and you're about to fucking type it in. But let's see. Okay. I've been friends with this lady for about a year through work. Aww. She was telling me about her boyfriend and how they are in love. I don't know how in love they are. So a few months ago I met him and I was shocked. He was so young. She's 41. He is 20. Now, pay attention, because this question brings to light when she met him, 21, she's 41. Which means, and they've known each other for a year. And she's been saying for a year that they're so in love. So since this guy was 19, and she was 41. But they're so in love. Love does not just go, bling. So how young was this guy when they started dating? Could be 18, could be younger. Plot thickens. Not my business. So a couple of weeks ago, she showed me a picture of him, of them together when he was 8. He is her stepson from like 15 years ago. There it is. There it is. Is this fucking weird, or am I overreacting? I've been around them so much and heard so many stories, and it just makes me kind of sick. And I think she's seriously weird. Now, I don't know. Well, I started trying to do the numbers in my head. Was the stepson from 15 years ago? It's a stepson from 15 years ago. So clearly, okay. Does that mean the relationship was over at that point? Like, did the relationship with his father end 15 years ago? Meaning she's known him his entire life since he was a baby? I don't know what to think of this one. You're not asking for advice. You're just asking me to go, is it weird? It's weird. Am I going to say it's wrong? I can't say it's wrong. I don't know when they started dating. I don't know when they start dating. There's definitely legal dangers there. There is questions about where the hell the father is. Does the father know? Is the father dead? Early on, I had a question from somebody who the relationship was, one of them was 20, I think, 21, 20, and the other was like in their 50s. No, 24, and the other was in his 50s. I'm not a one to care really so much about an age gap. I really don't care. I've been 22, dated somebody who was 52. I did that twice. I'm not caring about the age difference. It's when the relationship started. When the relationship started, and it's his stepson. This is somebody who you took to school. You wiped his nose. I'm stumped. I'm stumped. Holy fuck. I mean, there are some really dangerous parts in this question, the way it's even written. Because the way it's sounding is that you've got together sorry, not you guys, because you're not the one. It's your friend. It's your lady friend. It's your friend who's a... Because don't get me wrong, there's a little bit of it that does sound sweet. And then at the beginning, I'm like, oh, that does sound sweet. 40-year-old woman, 20-year-old boy, young man, and they fall in love, and they're so in love, and it's what the fuck? It gets that part, and it's like the question just punches you in the face. I mean, Prince Charles and Princess Diana, 10-year difference. Beautiful relationship, beautiful marriage. I mean, but it failed, but not because of the age gap, because he was in love with somebody else as well. I have no doubt that they were in love, but he loved somebody else more. This is a 21-year difference. It's not awful, but it's what you know about him. You know so much. You dated his father. I mean, not you, but the girl. Dated, not just dated. I'm assuming that sometime in that time, there was sex. So now she's had both. She's had both. Some people out there might write porn about this shit. But at the same time, I'm like, I mean, it's the ex stepmom. It's a confusing one. This is like the very fucking definition of it's complicated. I mean, the key thing in a relationship is you want everybody should be happy. If they make each other happy and it's not illegal, there is some questionable legal parts about it as to when it started, and she could get in a lot of trouble. The showing pictures of when of your stick. What do you mean by showed pictures of them together when he was 8? Like mother and son can, oh look, this is my son, this is me, he's sitting on my lap, or I was driving him to school one day. When did she start having feelings for him? These are the questions that would be weird. She is just another woman. Really, in all honesty, she's another woman. There is no blood there between the two. So she is just another woman, really. She's just a woman that helped raise him, that also had sex with his father. But I mean, there's girls out there that make all kinds of jokes. It says, you fuck me over, I'm just going to go have sex with your father. Girls actually out there right now that say shit like this. Fuck. It's weird. It's weird. But it's confusing. Edifice. Like a motherfucker. all over this shit. Edifice just puked all over this question, over this. He just. Oh, Sigmund Freud, fucking read this shit. Holy fuck. It's weird. Yet has a sweetness to it that is too much sugar that makes you want to throw up. You get what I'm saying? There is, when you first read that first little bit, and you hear, and as I was reading it, you probably heard it too. You say, oh, that does actually kind of sound sweet. Oh, they're so in love. What the fuck? And there's a part of you that wants to go, ugh, but they're not related. There is no, it's not a sister. It's not really his mother. Stepmother. No blood. It's somebody the father was attracted to. But the father was attracted to, and he is his father's son. So, in some ways, then they say in all kinds of, like, the whole thing of the mother, the father, the son falling in love with, it's in love with his mother, blah, 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 wants to fucking kill his father and marry his mother. That's gone through fucking history. That's been there for a long fucking time. God, no. I mean, I'm not saying there's anything. No. I couldn't. Absolutely not. That is just fucking with my head in so many fucking levels. No. No. But there's people out there. I mean, the concept of it has a bit of a sweetness to it. I mean, they do say that the first person a boy falls in love with is his mother. Same as they say the first man a girl falls in love with is her father. There is throughout history cases where a young girl actually even has feelings for her father because he's her hero, and the mother is her son's hero. So there's an understanding yet disgusting, but where it gets different is when it goes into practicality. Feeling something, having a sweet, this person is going to protect me and look after me and nurture me and be there for me no matter what, thick and thin, blah, blah, blah. The kind of thing you'd want of a partner anyway. I mean, if you take a look at most people who they marry, the person they marry ends up actually looking, if you really honestly looks quite a lot like what they envision them the mother looks like, or something like. There's usually some kind of resemblance in that. Most of the time, it's not the rule. It's not like there's exceptions, but it's out there. If you take a look, really take a close look. What the husband marries the wife has some kind of resemblance to the mother, and also the daughter marries a husband that there's some kind of resemblance, not necessarily physical, like might be facial hair. Where's their facial hair? Very similar. Similar mannerisms, talks in similar ways. Is very domineering. Is very soft and kind. That there's an attraction. That pulls, and that's not most of society. It does not mean that they are wanting to be with their parent. And in this instant, in your case, Sarah, in your friend's case, he's not fallen in love with his actual mother. This is his stepmother. Where's his actual mother? Is his mother a primary mother in his life? Has this woman been a primary mother figure? Or has this just been some woman in his father's life? That we don't know. It could be they were close, they were like good friends, right? How the relationship was. There's a whole bunch of things that could potentially go, you know what? It's not so, it's weird. Especially when she's showing off, oh look, he was 8 years old in this picture. That part is weird. That's not something you'd brag about. But I mean, my wife has shown pictures of me as a kid. So it's weird and it's not weird. My wife is my wife, and no, absolutely no relative. She's not my mother-in-law. She's not my daughter, not my brother. She's my wife. There's been nothing before we met. We were nothing to each other. But she's showing pictures of me as a kid. So it sounds weird, but it's not, and it is, and it's not. It's like it goes back and forth. It's weird, but it's not. But then it is. I don't think you need to feel necessarily sick, but at the same time, it kind of feels weird. It's weird. That's the word I'm going to slap on. Yes, it's weird. I can't say it's wrong. If you want me to say it's wrong, I can't say it's wrong. The key thing you got to ask, are they happy? Are they in love? Are they hurting anybody else? How are they hurt each other? Does this affect their life in any way, shape, or form? No, then you shouldn't be judging. If anything, if she's your friend, be happy for her. Be disgusted inside if you want, by all means, but be happy for your friend. Because they've found something. If they are honestly in love and they're not hurting anybody, then they've actually achieved something that many seek out. There are people out there sad and alone and are struggling to find love. And these two found it. And while there's a sense of, ugh, what the fuck? That's weird. It's weird. But there's a beauty to it. Don't make them feel bad. Maybe point out that she needs to stop telling people what they were to each other. Stop saying that it was your stepson. Because it's weird. She needs to get that. If she can get that shit out of her head, you know what? It's less weird if she can get that out of her own head. This was my ex's son. Because you hear the word stepson. But this really is ex's son. Not her son. If she was calling him son, if he was calling her mom, that's a little weird. If he's still calling her mom, that's even weirder. But I mean, there's all kinds of crazy kink out there. Fuck, I've dated girls who call me daddy. Then I'm not actually the father. They're not my daughter. This kink. This takes kink to the next fucking level. But if they're not looking at each other like mother and son, if they've been able to get past that, we don't know when their relationship with the father ended. If their relationship ended, say when he was 10, it's an ex. And they got together when he was, say, 19. Which this kind of implies. He was 20. Friends with a lady. See, that's... it doesn't say when their relationship started. It just says you were friends with her for a year. So... and she always telling me about her boyfriend and how in love they are. So for a few months ago, I met him. A few months ago. So yeah, that part is the part that's weird to me. Put aside the stepson, it's weird in the fact of when their relationship started and if they were so in love. That to me is a bit weird. But anyway, all that aside, is that, and I'm gonna move on because I need to clean my mind because that is hurting my brain. Thank you for watching. That was my last question for the day, which actually I think that last question gave about 20-minute answer, because it was it needed to be careful, and so, yeah, it's weird. Anyway, I hope everybody has a wonderful day, night, evening, wherever you are. I will probably be on later playing some Warzone. Actually, I'll probably edit this one and the last one and get them up online too. Tomorrow I probably won't be on early, or I might be, I don't know. But tomorrow is a big day. I'm going to be moving some things about. Specifically, one thing is this great room. I like this room. This has been my room, like the streaming room. It's still going to be the same room, but I'm moving things about, trying to get things to be a bit more viewable. So that wall that you're seeing behind me, this desk is going to be over there. So you can see this bigger wall that's right here that I'm going to be able to put things on, like posters and stuff like that, which I made for you guys to be able to see, but you just can't see it. You just can't see it, which kind of sucks. I'm going to be adjusting my lights, all kinds of stuff, so you guys can see me better. So I'm kind of excited about that. Hopefully adjust my microphone as well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, you'll see this big wall behind me. The lights should be there as well. It's all exciting stuff. And the light on my face should be better. The writing, you can see it, but it's kind of half see it. And I'll be able to sit more. I'll be able to sit more straight. We'll see. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you have a day, night, evening, wherever you are. If you are watching and you haven't already done so, please click the follow button. Go over to my YouTube, click the subscribe button, click like on videos that you like. Ring bells, push the bell button so that you're notified when blah 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 blah. Stuff I'm supposed to say. And I will see you guys later. Be nice to each other. And stop dating your sons. Kidding. Ciao. Well, thank you for watching. Appreciate you enjoying the video. I hope you liked it. Feel free to follow, subscribe, ring bells, do your thing. If you want to watch more of this content, I will be having this show a lot more, and yeah, there's other shows as well, other videos on here, but there'll be more content coming as I go. This is episode 2, and it's been good.